There was that one scene where he gets shot with all the arrows, right? But that was bad.
I saw that movie, The Wolverine, after seeing Matt's rant on it.
Yeah.
It was better than X-Men Origins Wolverine, but ultimately, in the end, I didn't care too much for it.
You know what I like about Matt's videos? I'll watch one of Matt's videos on a movie I've never seen, and then I'll go watch the movie, and Matt's video will be better.
Yes.
Yes. along with Mike OCP.
Exactly. Well. Yeah. Like I'll watch. I'd rather like most of the time instead of watching the movies, I'll actually just watch their videos.
Yeah. Same here.
Because it's more entertaining than the actual movie.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I wonder what they're gonna say about Deadpool. I'm curious.
I know Mike already said he likes it.
Yeah.
So were you gonna say something, Isaiah?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe this will lead the way for a very gory Punisher on-screen Punisher movie.
Yeah.
I hope they continue from Dirty Laundry.
Dirty Laundry.
I watched that today too, actually.
Although Punisher is actually set to make an appearance in season 2 of the Daredevil series on Netflix.
That's true. So they can't really bring back fucking Thomas Jane.
You know what? I would like to. I don't care what anybody says. I would love to see Dolph Lundgren come back in a reboot. Maybe not in that same universe as the first movie, but in a different kind of universe with him as a Punisher, because they've done that with the same actor.
Mm-hmm. I totally forgot about fucking John Bernthal as the Punisher. Totally forgot about him. That's gonna be something to see, though. But Dolph Lundgren, I'd love to see Dolph come back.
You mentioned
they make a couple of Dolph Lundgren jokes in Deadpool also.
Nice.
There is?
Yeah.
So, as you mentioned, the whole doing another stuff in the same, not in the same universe as the movie, but with the original actor, right?
Yeah, they've done that a lot sometimes.
They did that.
What were you about to say?
They already did that with Punisher with Thomas Jane, right?
I think I remember they did that with. Of course,
Dirty Laundry, because it was after Warzone came out.
Yeah.
It was like in a different universe with the same actor. And of course with Deadpool, Deadpool, X-Men's Origins Wolverine, they fucked him up, and now they had Ryan Reynolds in there, and then they had him bring him back again with this. I'd actually
would like to do that with Mortal Kombat.
That's a good idea. Of course, they did that with Kerry Tagawa when they brought him back for that web series.
Yeah.
But I'd like to do a loose adaptation, like a 25 years later after the events of MK3, the video game.
Yeah.
And kind of have this older Liu Kang and have Robin Shou come back as the role.
That'd be very, very, very cool.
Yeah.
He was definitely the best Liu Kang.
He was born to play that role. I don't think no one else could pull that off. I thought he did an excellent job, and I think they should have brought him back for the web series. I haven't seen it. I saw some clips, but they should have brought him back as well. And if they do a reboot of Mortal Kombat in the big screen, I could see him bringing him back as Liu Kang, and maybe Kerry Tagawa back or something like that.
Yeah. And I love Dolph Lundgren as the Punisher growing, because I grew up with that, as you all did. And I'm sure John Bernthal, I'll love his performance because I really like him as an actor. But man, it's something about Thomas Jane's performance. Really, I think that was to me, whenever I think of the Punisher, I always think of Thomas Jane.
Yeah, his performance was great.
Yeah,
absolutely. I thought he did an excellent job, but people complained that it was too slow, and then he wasn't a balls to the wall killer like the comics. And don't forget, he lent his voice for the video game, which was so bloody and gory as well. And we haven't seen a Punisher game like that. I think that's the best Punisher game ever made.
Well, you can interrogate and use windows and shit, and
you find ways to kill your enemies, like out of a horror movie and stuff like that. And Thomas Jane, he lent his voice for that.
Yeah, he was just such a great Punisher. Like that director's cut of that with the alternate animated intro and all that. Have you seen that?
I do remember that. Yeah.
That is fucking breathtaking.
Yeah.
With all the deleted scenes in that, it's just, oh. I didn't like Warzone at all. The only part of Warzone I liked was when fucking Jigsaw fell in the crushed glass thing.
I know, right? Yeah, I totally agree. Warzone was a piece of shit.
Like, that was like the worst. I went to see that before my company Christmas party, and that was like the fucking worst waste of money.
Yeah.
You know?
It was like something out of a Sin City movie.
Yeah, I should have just sat outside the Depanneur and drank a 40 a beer or something, because like that was like a waste of time.
The movie shouldn't have even been released in theaters. It could have very well been a direct-to-video film.
Thomas Jane was supposed to be in that, but he didn't like the script, and I don't blame him. That was like the same stuff with Michael Keaton. That's why he didn't do Batman, because he didn't like the script. He thought it sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame him either.
It sucks that they didn't go for that the Tim Burton Kevin Smith route, because we would have got Michael Keaton, Michelle Pfeiffer, Nicolas Cage, all in the same movie.
Oh, Nicolas Cage was supposed to, Tim Burton wanted Nicolas Cage to play a role?
Yeah, he was Superman.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton was supposed to be in Superman Lives.
Is that right?
He had a gray He had like a gray Batman suit.
Oh.
You know those online pictures of the third bat suit that went around? That was for that movie.
Wow.
Yeah, oh, okay. Oh, okay.
And he had this amazing scene where he would talk out over the like Times Square, over all the TV channels and everything, talking about how Superman fell in battle, and he had this like amazing speech that he gave, and Michelle Pfeiffer came back as Catwoman. And that would have been fucking epic, man. If you guys get a chance to see that Death of Superman Lives, fucking pick it up. That is like the best documentary I've ever seen. It's so good. It makes you want that movie. You know, it really makes you want that movie.
And yeah, and talking about that, my brother has actually seen the documentary. He told me that it was a great documentary. That I should at least see it.
Yeah, I got to talk to John Schnapp a bit before it came out.
Yeah, and I'm actually very interested. I'm actually very interested in this documentary because I would love to hear about what went wrong with the production and stuff like that.
Oh, it's so good! It's so good. Like when it had so many layers to it that it was insane. And then when you see like the actual Superman footage they had with like Nicolas Cage landing and taking off, it wasn't like it wasn't like he just like burst up into the air. He would do like parkour. Like he would run through the city and then take off and then jump. Instead of flying, he would jump, but he would like extend jump over like miles and miles, and he would move so fast that he would be like running like through an alley and like jumping off of like different things like parkour and take off, and his clothes would burn off. And then the super suit was underneath, and he would just take off like. It's cool. It was really cool. And Krypton was all.
About that makes me.
Yeah. Sorry.
And just hearing about that just makes me wonder how would have they done Spider-Man if it was like being made in the 90s.
I would have definitely loved to see a 90s Spider-Man movie. I would have so loved it.
Yeah.
Even when like DiCaprio was attached, I would have watched it. Yeah.
Still, I think every one of us.
What about the directing? Yeah, we're talking about that. We were talking about Brandon Lee being Spider-Man if he survived. Yeah. And if you wanted to see a '90s Spider-Man, do you still want James Cameron to direct it?
I think maybe someone else write it and James Cameron like have a directorial hand, but like from the True Lies era, you know, like the serious side of Cameron.
Yeah.
Like before Titanic and all that.
And before Avatar, of course.
Yeah.
I would actually, if not Cameron, you might, I don't know if you'll agree with this, but possibly get Sam Raimi you know.
Yeah, Sam Raimi, I think he would have done something back then because in the early '90s he did Darkman and Army of Darkness. I think he would have done something more. I think he should have gave us the Darkman's a little bit of Darkman take the Darkman and put into Spider-Man than he did with what he actually did, and especially with Spider-Man 3, of course.
Yeah.
But going back to Superman a bit, some of those ideas, like Krypton was all biomechanical, and it was all like tectonic plates that wove between each other. So the way it would move was very crazy, you know. And they had Superman come to Earth with like the symbiote suit that takes place in the comic, like the symbiote suit where he gets the black suit.
Yeah.
But the suit was alive, and it was actually this little teddy bear, this L. Ron teddy bear that he had as a child. It was his only, the only thing he could talk to during the 3 years of him coming to Earth, and the only thing he could learn from. And then that actually becomes a suit and joins with him, and that Kryptonians were biomechanical beings, and like Lex Luthor, who was actually also supposed to be Kevin Spacey at the time, actually transformed at one point with Brainiac. Brainiac was supposed to be Christopher Walken, and they actually, they actually fused together. And he's like a big spider, but then they fuse together, and he's like Lexiac, and Sandra Bullock was Lois Lane, and Chris Rock was Jimmy Olsen, and crazy. It was crazy. Like the stuff they had, like Doomsday, okay? They had a version of Doomsday that had this crazy metallic suit with like these 4 arms, kind of like Goro, but like a mechanical Goro that would shoot power blasts. And then Superman would degrade the suit off of him, and he had faces all over his body. So when Superman was fighting him, like one of the faces would turn into Lois, so he would have a hard time fighting it, and then another one would be like his mom or his dad, you know, and then that's how Doomsday got the upper hand on him. So many crazy fucking ideas for that movie, and it's just, I wish they would have made that movie. I just wish.
Man.
But given that Batman and Robin came out at the same time, it sucked. And also Warner Brothers produced a lot of bombs around that time.
Oh yes, indeed. And lastly, his portrayal of Clark Kent was amazing, because Clark Kent would just wear like a Mickey Mouse t-shirt and a pair of jeans and off-color suit jacket, and like he's in the fitting, and he turns to the camera and he says like, "No one would believe that this is Superman." Just his take on it was so. Oh, you guys just gotta watch it. Just watch it. It's so good.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. But going back to James Cameron's Spider-Man, how he made Spider-Man curse and had some crazy stuff. That kind of gave what was to come with Deadpool.
Yeah. But it would have been really cool to see a Spider-Man movie in the 90s. Like, we came close so many times. So many times seeing that. And
When do you think it would have come out had it been made in the 90s? What, like 95 maybe?
Yeah, 93, 95, or 97?
97. I believe 97 because that's when Spawn came out, late 90s, or Blade was coming out. That was like the time superheroes were slowly coming to fruition in the late 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.